My name is James Williams Jr. Welcome to Comfort Habit number 2. This is not for children, and if you have a judgment mentality, this is probably not the video for you because you're going to judge me on how I view this situation. I like to keep it 99.9, so I'm going to piss off a lot of people, and most of y'all will probably be black people. But I'm going to tell you something. You decide your fate. Your choices define you. And doing the wrong thing for what you think might be the right reason might not be the best idea that you've had. Who hasn't done that, you'd be surprised. But who has done that, you'd be more surprised. But I'm showing this video because I watched the one that I posted on Facebook. And I'm going to show you this one. It's the same connected story. The video is just like 2 minutes long. Then the other video is like 4 minutes long. And if I find the other video here, I'll show it. But I want you guys to see this thing before you guys dictate how you think I took this shit. So watch and learn, please. Then pass your judgment on me. Also had some technical difficulties. Ah, crap. There goes the power cable. Okay. So as you guys can see,
still learning more about what happened before a teenage intruder was shot and killed. Family members identified that teen as Trayvon Johnson. Local 10's Ben Kennedy live this morning in Northwest Miami-Dade with the latest. Ben, what happened in this confrontation?
Good morning, Eric. It has been 12 hours since the shooting, and the scene is now clear at this hour. You can still see signs of the investigation. In fact, there is yellow tape on the trees surrounding this home. This is where that suspected burglar was shot and killed by a homeowner.
I hear he got shot, but I don't know how he got shot.
Miami-Dade police say he was a suspected burglar, a 17-year-old who was shot and killed by a homeowner in Northwest Miami-Dade.
She observed a subject exiting the home through the rear. At that point, there was some type of a quick confrontation. Shots were fired.
Officers say the homeowner, a 54-year-old woman, left her home around 5:30 Thursday night, only to return moments later after her alarm went off. It's there that she was met by an intruder.
This lady came out with a shot one time and shot him in the chest.
And who was Trayvon to you?
My brother. My little brother.
Family says the teen killed is Trayvon Johnson. It's not clear if he had a weapon as detectives continue to talk to the homeowner.
If there's any type of situation where you believe you're being robbed or there's a burglary of any sort, and you have an opportunity to avoid the situation and let the police handle it. We're trained for these type of situations, and this is what we're here for.
We are hoping to talk to the homeowner. It looks like she is sleeping at this hour to get her side of the story. At this point, the case has been turned over to the state attorney's office. Reporting live in Northwest Miami-Dade, Ben Kennedy, Local 10 News.
alright, we're going to stop that there. That's not it. I was hoping to find the connecting video that I saw on Facebook. Now, if you read these titles, it says, burglar's family blame homeowner for shooting him. You kind of got to weigh the pros and cons on that. If he wouldn't have been breaking into the house, he might not have got shot. And I can't seem to find a damn video that I posted on Facebook. No. I don't think that's it. That might be it. I'm not trying to be a dick about this shit. But you can't just go and think that you're going to break in somebody's house and not. There it is. That's the one I posted on Facebook.
A homeowner fights.
Oh, for Christ's
Still learning
sake.
more about what happened before a teen.
Hit the wrong button.
Still learning more about what happened before a teenage intruder was shot and killed. Family members identified that teen as Trayvon Johnson. Local 10's Ben Kennedy live this morning in Northwest Miami-Dade with the latest. Ben, what happened in this confrontation?
A homeowner fights back, shooting and killing a would-be burglar. Police say she shot and killed the teenage thief while he was climbing out of her window. CBS 4's Gabby Fleischman is live at the scene with the latest. Gabby.
Vanessa, neighbors tell me that this home has been burglarized in the past, which is why the homeowner set up these surveillance cameras. Detectives say the security system actually alerted the homeowner of the break-in last night. We did get a chance to speak with the sister and the cousin of the young man who was killed, and they say they don't understand why that homeowner had to take matters into her own hands instead of waiting for police.
I don't care if she have her gun license, her rights, or any of that. That is way beyond the law. Way beyond.
Relatives of 17-year-old Trayvon Johnson are angry. The teenager was shot and killed last night by a homeowner who police say was protecting her property.
He was not supposed to die like this. He had a future ahead of him. Trayvon had goals. He was a very funny guy. He was very big on education. He loved going to school. He loved learning.
Last night, Miami-Dade police say the D.A. Dorsey Technical College student burglarized a home south of 79th Street near I-95, just blocks away from where he lives. Detectives say the 54-year-old homeowner was alerted of the break-in by her security system. With officers already on their way, she rushed home to check things out, and police say she was armed.
She observed a subject exiting the home through the rear.
According to detectives, there was a confrontation and one shot was fired. Johnson was pronounced dead at the hospital.
Hey, what's wrong with her? She did not have to shoot him. There's no reason that she should have waited until after he walked out the yard to try to shoot him. If she called the police already, then why would she shoot him?
Relatives say they don't believe Johnson stole anything from the home, but detectives would not confirm that.
You have to understand, you have to look at it from every child's point of view that was raised in the hood. How he gonna get his money to have clothes to go to school?
While the investigation continues into whether the shooting was justified or not, detectives want to remind the public that, if possible, it's best not to take these types of situations into your own hands.
If there's any type of situation that happens, or they believe there's a burglary at their home, or any type of confrontation, dial 911. Have the police go out and make that confrontation. That's what we're here for.
And police say the homeowner is cooperating. She was taken in for questioning last night, but so far no charges have been filed against her. We're told that the state attorney's office is still reviewing the case. Live from Northwest Miami-Dade, Gabby Fleischman, CBS 4 News.
Alright, people. So before we go any further in this, let me stop this shit. Because this is about the only damn thing my PlayStation can do, because it's not playing games.
7/15/2000.
Alright, so here's the part where I piss everybody off. Alright. This damn thing off. For Christ's sake. This damn thing. I can't cut the TV off. It doesn't have a manual button, like a power button. Which, I wish I would have known that before I bought the damn thing. Because it's not working. At all. I swear I can't fucking win. I hate technology. Okay. So, y'all saw the 2 videos that I just posted. Yeah. And now we're gonna talk about some shit. Y'all saw that? That's some time of your life you can't get back. If you have never been the victim of somebody breaking into your house, then you probably won't agree with what I have to say on this video. I lived in the projects. Our house was broken into on more than one occasion. And we didn't have guns. Now we weren't taken hostage and nothing major happened. You know, we all still had our lives and everything. And it was a basic grab and run. And the burglar crawled into my room and I set up on his ass. Because it was like I had this funny feeling that I needed to sit up. And I set up and scared the shit out of him. And then this guy and I had a conversation and he ran out the back door. And then I called the cops. I tried to describe the guy. And my gym teacher's probably still pissed off about that. Because he looked just like my gym teacher at Walker School. Which is exactly the description I gave the guy. You know. And then the damn police officer was acting like I imagined the whole thing. Well, you don't imagine somebody bear crawling into your room at 3 o'clock in the fucking morning. And you know, motherfucker could have killed me in my sleep. and nobody would ever fucking know. You know? So before y'all take judgment of me, now you know my damn experience, and now I'm gonna shoot the shit to you. And you either gonna like it, or you're not. And I don't give a fuck. Because the truth of the matter is, I grew up in the projects. I know 5 to 7 other people who grew up in the projects and made bad choices and got their asses locked up in juvie. Your choices that you choose guide your fate. And if you choose to do bad things, you have to be man enough to live with the consequences, or woman enough. And that young lady, their whole family is at a loss. I'm sorry about that. But don't you dare say, because he grew up in the projects and he ain't had no money, he had the right to go and steal shit out of people's house. Because that's bullshit. I bust my ass on my job. And if anybody came through my window to steal shit, they can get an arrow in their back too. And I'm not even going to shoot them. I'm not going to let them leave though. So now you're going to stay right here till the cops get here. Because you're going down. But here's the thing. We don't know what he said to her. We don't know if he threatened to kill her. If we don't know, just because he wasn't unarmed doesn't mean he wasn't capable of doing that. I'm a martial artist. I don't need a weapon. And if I have to go get a weapon, the time for negotiations is over. But when you sit there and you say, well, he grew up in the projects and blah, 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 that's the biggest load of bullshit. A lot of people have grown up in the projects and have made great decisions and have made lives for ourselves. Period. You can't blame your environment for you deciding to do something stupid. You can't. Now, my dad and my parents divorced when I was 6. I spent summers with my father. I spent the rest of my time with my mom. I got ass whoopings when I did shit wrong, and these days, that's technically illegal because the government has decided that ass whoopings are no longer allowed in the household, and then they get mad when your kid goes off and do something stupid, and then they ask you, why didn't you discipline your child? Oh, here's the fact. Y'all won't let me beat their ass, so of course they're going to do whatever the fuck they want because they got the government in their half pocket. I got more than one child. I can't go to jail because one kid did something stupid and I disciplined them, and next thing you know, I'm sitting in jail. I personally don't have children, and I'm a strong believer in this thing right here. These motherfuckers work magic, and they save lives. I got enough ass whoopers to know not to do the wrong thing. I also got enough brain power to not let other people or my situation influence me on doing something stupid that I can't regret to pay for later. Now, I'm sorry that young man lost his life. And I'm sorry that that lady had to shoot this young man. But y'all talking about looking at it from all sides? A project is a project. Poor black people are poor black people no matter what state you're in. But the decision to do the right thing, that's on you. If you don't want to go out and get a job and work for your money, I've been working since I was 14. I cut grass. I got a job at Burger King. I got a job at Little Caesars. I got a little job everywhere I can get a job. I got a job. And I don't want to hear, well, he can get a job. At 16 years old, if you can read and write, you can get a job. You don't need to go breaking in nobody's houses. And that's just the bottom line on that. And I'm not trying to be an evil motherfucker. I'm just pointing that shit out. You cannot blame the projects for what you do. Because I grew up in the projects. I'm not a successful actor yet. I'm not a success at anything. In fact, I'm actually successful at being a failure. But I can't blame the projects for that. I can blame my siblings because a lot of the reasons why I failed is because I was taking care of their responsibilities or their lack thereof. But I'll be damned if I have ever been told I'm going to go somewhere and I'm going to steal some shit and not have to deal with the consequences. I was in a gang for 3 days. 3 days. In that initiation it was steal some gum, steal some Doritos, and steal some Pepsis. Epic fail. I got caught. Didn't go to jail because I was blessed. The security guard knew me and I walked. He paid for the Pepsi, the Doritos, and the gum. And I paid him back for it. I gave him the money. The very next day, matter of fact. The next 2 days after that, I quit the fucking gang. Because I learned right then and there that that is not the life I want. Where I can be put in handcuffs and be told that I have to eat in a box, 6x6 cell, where people might be trying to rape me in the ass. No, that is not the life I want. I love my freedom. Love it so much I signed up for the Army. Took me until the age of 37 to get there. But I love my freedom. I love you being free. And everybody who puts on them dog tags fight and die for you to keep your freedom and your voice. But you make the choices that lead your life. You decide if you're going to be a criminal or a cop. If you're going to be a decent person in society or a non-decent person in society. You decide that. Your environment will never change until you decide to get the hell out of it. Or until you decide to make a difference. I started working when I was 14. Cutting grass, picking up sticks, collecting beer cans with friends and aluminum cans and all the other shit. I got off my ass and made a fucking difference. All my friends have always had more money than me. But they also don't come from a home where there's 7 other kids that your mom tends to put before you. But that never stopped me from getting off my ass and getting a job, learning how to read, finishing school. I didn't go to school dressed in the hottest Fila or the hottest Nike outfit. I went to school in motherfucking Bobos until I was in like the 7th grade. My sister bought me my first pair of Nikes. She's been working since she was 14. And she's 3 years older than me. So don't tell me and don't give black people that excuse that, well, our environment makes us fucked up. No, you make yourself fucked up. You want to talk about looking at it from both sides of the sex? Try being a victim of being burglarized. Try that. I've been a victim of being burglarized. They didn't steal anything. Because when you rob from poor people, you don't do anything. You don't get anything. We didn't have no valuables. Motherfucker crawled up in my room and I set up on him. And there was a time before that where one of my own friends, who was not of color, he was a young white guy, and he's doing 20 to life. God bless you wherever you are, because he was my friend. He broke into our house while my mom was there by herself in the shower. And he came into my room looking for shit of mine to steal and sell. I'm still that guy's friend. I don't know if he can see me on YouTube. No. But RB, or it should be RE. I'm not going to put his name out there. But, you know, he is still my friend. I had a crush on his older sister. You know, he has a younger brother and a younger sister. We all grew up together in the projects. Then him and another friend of mine made a really stupid choice. And the other friend also is white. And they're doing life terms for raping a woman with an object and beating her. Now, I don't know how much my first friend that I mentioned was involved in that. But because guilty by association, these young white men will never see the time of day. And guess what? They lived in the projects. But they got out just like we did. Why would they go and beat a woman and rape her with a fucking object? They were white. They had a little bit more than we did because they were white. But it goes to show you that your environment does not make you a thief. It doesn't make you a killer. Those are choices that we make on our own. And we can't sit there and blame other people for our choices that we make. We can't do that. Because it's bullshit. It's straight bullshit. If you decide to do something stupid, it's on you. It's not on someone else. It's not on your environment. And if you want to look from both sides, like I said, we were burglarized at least twice when we lived in the projects. By people who lived in the projects and by one person who didn't. The one that did live in the projects was my fucking friend, a young white man. The one who didn't live in the projects was an older black man, in which I set up on him. Had a conversation with him and he darted out the back fucking door. I explained to the cops everything. Cop act like I was the fucking thief. So the relations with blacks and police, that ain't nothing new. This happened in the middle 80s, man, when I was like 12 or 13 years old. That man could have killed me in my sleep. So I don't want to hear, you got to look at it from all points of view. The point of view is that the young man was wrong. He broke into somebody's house. You can't get mad if somebody kills somebody in your family because you don't want to acknowledge that the person in your family has done some dumb shit. I don't have no saints in my family. The only saints in my family wear diapers because they haven't been taught to do stupid shit. Everyone else, when you grow up and corrupt the children, that's when shit go wrong. Because it's so much easier to corrupt the child instead of raising them right. And that's 10% of why half of our people of color are fucked from the jump. Because we fucked them up. They don't be fucked up when they're born. Unless they're born medically retarded. They don't get fucked up until we start teaching them to do dumb shit. Hey, look, this is how you rob somebody. Hey, look, this is what you do that. If you teach them that, of course they're going to do that because they don't know any other way. I was taught how to fight since I was 6 years old. It wasn't something that I wanted to do. It was something that was thrusted upon me by family members. Hey, little boy, you're going to fight today. You're going to fight these kids on this block, and you're going to do it whether you want to or not. Because if you don't fight them, you're going to fight us. And when you're a 6-year-old kid and your uncles are over 6 feet tall, the fear of getting an ass whooping from them trumps the fear of getting your ass kicked by one of the baddest kids on the block. Because I come from a family, oh, you're not going to lose. You're going to fight, and if you do lose, you're going to get another ass whooping when you come home. So you better go back, and you better beat that motherfucker ass, and make sure that he remembers who the fuck you are. So I don't want to hear, you got to look at it from both sides. I said I wasn't a saint. I've been street fighting from the age of 6 to the age of 12 until my dad snatched me off of the guy that I had beat for a long time over and over and over again, who done told me that if I asked him for forgiveness, he would shoot me. So, because I've asked him for forgiveness forever. But I haven't forgiven myself for that because I knew I was doing wrong. I knew martial arts made me a better fighter than most people. But yet I continued to beat people's ass. I knew I could, so I did it. That makes me twice as guilty as the young man that got shot for breaking in that lady's home. The difference is, my dad fixed my ass up. Started making sure that I knew right from wrong. Because my dad didn't have a problem whooping my motherfucking ass. He didn't whoop my ass that day, by the way. But he snatched me up and woke me the fuck up. I never got into another street fight from the age of 12 until I got into high school. And we started having some issues. But no one would fight me when we got into like the 10th and 11th grade. Prior to that, I didn't even know I could still take a hit until I got trapped in somebody's van that my cousin stole and I got caught driving. I was doing a good deed. I wound up in handcuffs. I've been in handcuffs twice for some shit that I didn't have no fucking part in. You want to talk about looking at shit from both sides? I've been on the side of the bracelets. I've never been to jail, but I've been on the side of the bracelets. I've been handcuffed at least twice. I've been pulled over by cops for speeding more times than others. Speeding. That's me. Lead foot motherfucker. Shift gears, I'm gone. I own that. I probably had about 17 speeding tickets in my 45 years of life. And I earned every one of them. But I'm not mad at the cops for giving me a ticket for doing their fucking job. So you really can't be mad at that woman for defending her home. If you've never been robbed, if you've never been held at gunpoint, if you've never been held at knife point, I've had that happen too. Gunpoint and knife point. Wasn't robbed, but I was definitely held at gunpoint by some other nutbuster. No. When you have not been victimized, don't you dare blame the victim until you're in their shoes, because you don't know what you'll do if somebody breaks into their house tonight. Now, you gotta think about this shit. We got dogs here, so I'm not worried. I also have a bow and arrow. My nephew has an AR-15 in which I have on lock, so I'm not really worried about any of that. My army training will kick in and I will remember how to clear the rifle and then literally clear the rifle. We can't let our color and our environment decide that we're going to be the bad guys. You got enough people already claiming us to be the bad guys before we even get out there and do anything. So, as I close out, and as I pissed all of you off, good, I've done my damn job. But don't you ever say you got to look at it from both points of view when you haven't been victimized. I've had my house robbed. They just didn't take anything because we were poor. There's nothing you can take from a poor person when you're poor because they got the same shit you got. Absolutely nothing. My friend and his friend, who's also my friend, that are doing life in jail for beating a woman and raping her with a foreign object, will never see freedom. But they were white boys. They got out of the projects. I don't know why they didn't change their lives, but we can't say that they were in the projects when they did that. They weren't living in the projects no more. We were in fucking high school. They attacked a woman at nighttime. Projects don't get up and make you attack people. People who live in the projects can tell you that when we go to sleep at night, it's not some demon possession that tells us, you need to get up and go attack somebody. Sometimes it's better to come from the projects than to come from a cardboard box. And again, you need to learn that decisions we make guide our lives. I'm James Williams Jr. This is Comfort Habit number 2. Be seeing you.